Yo, what's good everybody? We're back, and episode 5 is where everything starts to crack. The smiles are fake, the alliances are shifting, and by the end of the episode, someone's dead on the dance floor of a royal wedding. Let's get into it. We open up at the Vale and we meet a woman named Lady Rhea, and before she even gets a full sentence out, that's Daemon pulling right up on her. Turns out, this is his wife, the one he's been completely ignoring and disrespecting since we met him. They have a confrontation and Daemon makes it very clear he has never once touched this woman their entire marriage. She starts talking shit, calls him out, draws her bow, and this man knocks her clean off her horse. We don't see what happens next, but we absolutely know what happens next. Daemon killed his wife with a rock. This man really said, "I'm not doing this anymore," and handled it in the most crash out way possible. Rest in peace, Lady Rhea. She deserved better than a husband who murdered her with a stone. Cut to a boat heading to Driftmark, Corlys' island. Viserys is seasick the entire ride. Man's hanging off the side of the ship looking absolutely cooked. He's a weak-ass king though. It's Lionel Strong who's being named the new hand of the king, by the way, which low-key makes a lot of sense because the way he's been moving lately. Before Otto leaves King's Landing, he gets one last moment with Alicent, and it's not a warm goodbye. Otto tells her straight up, once the king dies, no one is going to accept Rhaenyra as queen. And he doesn't believe Alicent's defense of Rhaenyra for a second. You can see Alicent visibly shaken because she's realizing that she's going to have to choose a side, her children or her best friend. Otto leaves her alone with that thought. Thanks, Dad. They arrive at Driftmark and Corlys doesn't even come out to receive the king. Bro made the king of the realm come to him and then didn't even step outside. The audacity of the sea snake is something else. Meanwhile, at King's Landing, Larys Strong pulls up on Alicent for a little chat, and this man is scheming from the jump. He compliments Otto, Alicent returns the favor for his brother Lionel, and then Larys drops the bomb. He tells Alicent about the tea, the special tea Viserys sent to Rhaenyra's room after the Pleasure House night. Alicent knows two things. One, something actually happened that night, and two, her best friend looked her dead in her eyes and lied. You can see the shift happen in real time. Larys Strong just planted a seed and he knows exactly what he's doing. Clubfoot makes his first move. Viserys finally meets with Corlys, who's literally sitting on a throne when the king walks in. That's a power move. Corlys then casually drops that Daemon's wife is dead. Fell from her horse apparently, even though she was a skilled rider. Viserys not saying a word about it is very interesting. He just lets it go. The king presents his proposal. Rhaenyra and Laenor to get married, the two biggest dragon houses in the realm locked in together. Corlys isn't fully sold though. He wants their children to carry the Valyrian name instead of Targaryen, so that when the crown passes down, it will be a Valyrian on the throne. The audacity. Viserys looks at this man like he just asked for the son. They eventually reach a compromise, but the fact that Corlys even asked that tells you everything you need to know about this alliance. Rhaenyra and Laenor get some time alone, and she figures out pretty much immediately that that man is not interested in women at all. So these two have a very honest conversation. They both know marriage is political, they don't love each other, but they'll play the game in front of their families and do whatever they want on the side. I respect that honestly, at least they're not pretending. Rhaenys and Corlys have their own conversation about Laenor, and Rhaenys low-key already knows what time it is with her son. Corlys, he's in complete denial. She worries for him because baby Aegon now exists and has a legitimate claim to the Iron Throne. Corlys tells her not to worry about it and then says something that hits different. He tells her she should have been queen, and he's not wrong. Rhaenys got passed over and it's been eating at his family ever since. On the ship back, Cole finally pulls Rhaenyra to the side and has a wild conversation with her. This man tells her he wants to run away with her, pack up and just disappear. Because he broke his oath, he's been spiraling, and he's decided the only solution is just to flee the realm. And Rhaenyra shuts him down immediately. She's the heir to the Iron Throne. She can't just leave, so she rejects him. And here's the thing, she still wants what they had. But Cole wants the real thing, and she can't give him that. Watch his face in this scene. This is low-key Cole's villain origin story. Something changed in that man right there. Back in King's Landing, the king is deteriorating fast. His arm is decaying. They're using leeches and milk of the poppy just to manage the pain. The rot is spreading. Viserys is sitting there worried about his legacy while his whole body is literally falling apart. This man does not have long. Then Alicent summons Cole, and Cole, fresh off getting rejected and having absolutely nothing left to lose, tells her everything. Him and Rhaenyra, all of it. He even asks for mercy, a quick death. But Alicent doesn't kill him, she keeps him. And just like that, these two broken people who feel betrayed by Rhaenyra find each other. Cole is now Alicent's weapon. Both of them absolutely stewing in hatred for the future queen of Westeros. Things are about to get real fucky. Now it's time for the wedding. All of the lords of Westeros are pulling up to King's Landing. Corlys, Rhaenys, Laenor, Laena, the whole Valyrian family makes their entrance. Every major house is in the room. The Game of Thrones is fully assembled. And then Daemon walks in, banished, still shows up to the wedding like he had a personal invitation. The king sees him and immediately decides not to make a scene. Just let him take a seat, because what else are you gonna do with Daemon, honestly? Then the queen walks in late, on purpose, mid-speech, in Hightower green, not Targaryen red, not neutral, Hightower green. That's a deliberate choice, a declaration. Her face is stone cold, and she doesn't look at anyone. The era of Alicent playing nice is over. This woman just found out her best friend lied to her face, and she's choosing violence going forward. As I said, if there's anything this show likes, is a cold, cold entrance, and Alicent just gave us one of the coldest. The couple had their first dance and genuinely seemed to be having a good time with each other. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Daemon, Cole, and Laenor's secret boyfriend Joffrey are all watching with varying levels of misery. And Joffrey peeps Cole. He can see exactly how Cole is looking at Rhaenyra, and he knows. This man files that information away immediately. Laena is giving Daemon eyes across the room, and they end up dancing together. Something is clearly there between the two, and the show is definitely setting it up. Then Joffrey, dumbass Joffrey, pulled Cole to the side right there at the wedding. Didn't even try to cover it. He basically threatens him, tells him he knows what happened, and implies he could make things very uncomfortable. Joffrey thought this was going to intimidate Cole into backing off. That's a horrible miscalculation, because what happens next is the most chaotic thing we've seen in the entire show. A fight breaks out on the dance floor, Cole and Joffrey, and it turns into full chaos in seconds. The king is trying to get control of the situation and starts bleeding from his nose. Looks like he's about to collapse, and Cole loses his mind. He beats Joffrey to death right there on the dance floor at the royal wedding in front of everybody. Rhaenyra is lost in the crowd watching this unfold, and there's nothing she can do. Laenor is just holding his dead lover, screaming, absolutely crushed. After all of that, the chaos, the blood, the dead body on the dance floor, Rhaenyra and Laenor finally take their vows in an empty room with almost no one watching. That image says everything about what this marriage actually is. Cole goes off on his own, ready to end it all, and Alicent finds him, stops him, and claims him. He's now hers. Her personal crash out. Nothing left to lose and everything to prove. The most dangerous kind of man in Westeros. And Viserys collapses.